Hey YouTube, what's going on? I just want to do a quick review on the GCE Vectrex, a console I don't think it got its fair due. It was released in 1982, it was an early 8-bit console, and it was actually produced by GCE, which is General Consumer Electronics, and was actually licensed out to several different companies. In Europe, it was produced by Milton Bradley, and in Japan, it was actually produced by Bandai, which is very interesting. It had a very high price point of $200, and if it was adjusted for inflation today, it would be worth about $450, so it was very expensive. And it just came out at a very weird time. It came out in 1982, which was 1 year before the great video game crash of 1983, so it had a very short lifespan. But it did have a very unique feature. It actually used vector graphics, which probably contributed to the name Vectrex. Vector graphics was the graphics technology used in arcades of the time, and this system was actually marketed as a home arcade system. So very cool. As you can see, it has a very nice black and white display. It's the only home console that has its own built-in screen. It is a very large and very cumbersome console, but it has a nice charm to it. Its cartridge slot was right down here. On the back, it had its own hardwired power cord and its brightness toggle. So you're probably wondering, where do the controller go and where's the power button? Well, right here. Controller pops out, and right here is the power switch, and it actually also controls the volume, which is very unique. The reset button, and it actually has 2 control ports, which is really cool. But I think a very unique feature of this system is the controller itself, which you can see right here. Not only is it a controller, but it actually doubles as a piece of the console, which is pretty cool. And for some reason, it actually has these 4 rubber feet on them. So I guess you could just place it down and just use it on the floor or on a table or something. And I actually think it has a very stupid setup. Well, first of all, it has a very short cord. It uses this old telephone cord, which sucks. But if you compare it to another controller of the time, like this Master System controller, it is gargantuan. It's probably twice as wide, as long, and 3 times as wide as a Master System controller. It is just gigantic. And I just think it has a stupid setup. It's just the 4 buttons side by side like that. It's just not very ergonomic. And it actually has a very nice directional pad, which is very cool. So, very nice. I like the chrome finish on the pad, which is very cool. But it is a very unique console. It does have some weird quirks to it. And it actually does have a built-in game, which is very cool. It's actually called Mindstorm, which is like an Asteroids clone, which is pretty cool. But before I get to that, I want to show you the games. This is a box for the game. It's a very big box, considering the cartridges are that big. But there's a good reason for the box being this big. It actually has these overlays, which are pretty cool. It's actually a very thick plastic. But it slid into these had 4 notches, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. So you could just pop it in like so, if I can get it in. Yeah, it goes. So there it goes. Since this is a black and white display, it gives it some color, which is very nice. But let me show you Mindstorm, which is actually built into the console. If you hear a buzzing, that's from the Vectrex, which is kind of which is bizarre. But here we go. And an interesting thing about the system was actually one of the first consoles to have its own display screen. So yeah, it's a lot like Asteroids. As you can see, it's just pretty much like wire frames. And that's pretty much how all the games are, so it is very unique. So yeah, that's about it. It is a very cool console, and I'm very happy I did get it. It actually is going on eBay for, I've seen them for going about $600. So yeah, if you can get your hands on one, I definitely would pick it up. So thanks for watching.